Hey folks, welcome to episode 3 of The Beautiful and the Broke Musician. Now, last time we chatted, or I talked at you through your computer screen, we talked about making friends with farmers. And I made a little bit of a slip up. I said that this herb that I had with me was oregano. It was not. It was arugula. They sound kind of similar. They're spelled totally different. So, and they taste totally different. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Now I know that my favorite herb is in fact arugula and not oregano. Just thought I'd clear that up so you guys don't go buy a bunch of oregano because it's not the same. Now, this week we're going to talk about decorating on a dime. Now, if you have a place, or you're looking for a place, or you're thinking about decorating the place that you have in the future, like I do, I love to decorate, here are some tips on how to do it and save some dimes at the same time. Now, we're going to start out with furniture because that's super important because you can't have a place and not sit anywhere besides the floor. I mean, you can do that. People do that, but it's not very comfortable. When I moved here to Tennessee, I had one piece of furniture. I had a side table. That was it. Didn't even have a bed. I slept on an air mattress for the first month, which was great. No back problems came out of it, so it was great. So furniture. Goodwill has some stuff. I wouldn't necessarily call it good stuff, but they have some stuff. I did find one chair that I really liked. It's an overstuffed brown comfy chair. It's great for reading books or eating popcorn as long as you don't spill in the chair. So yeah, you gotta pick through it a little bit to find the good stuff. But garage sales are the best because it's like a treasure hunt because you never know what you're gonna get. It could be awesome or it could be like eh. So let me tell you about this table that I got at a garage sale. Now, I needed a table because, I had a side table, but you can't really have people around play cards around a side table. It just doesn't work very well. So I got this table, and me and my mom were at this garage sale together. She was in town. We were looking for furniture. And we amble into the place, and I'm kind of looking around. There's some glass stuff, and I'm looking at that. And she goes, "Merissa, look at this table." And she pulls it out, and she's like, "Merissa, this is this table that I was telling you about. Your dad and I had one of these when we started out." And it was this table that's like this. The sides are kind of down the top, so it's got a nice flat surface where you can fit 4 people. And then the sides flap up, so you can break out a party in this table if you want. My table can sit 6 to 8 people. You could have a Thanksgiving table around it if you have a small family. It's great. Well, the top of it kind of looked like it was 60 or 70 years old, because it was. So I headed up to my farmer friend's house, and they let me use their tools. And I sanded down the top of it very meticulously because I wanted this thing to look beautiful. And it does. Just ask me. And then I went to Lowe's, and I got some stain that I got to pick out, so a color that I liked. And I stained the top of it evenly, and it looks gorgeous. So if you come to my place, I'm going to be, showing off the table because it's my favorite piece in the house. Because I got to put a little bit of myself into it, my personality. I got to paint it and spend a lot of hours. We bonded, the table and I. We're close now. So yeah, that was tip number 1. Tip number 2 is Goodwill has awesome picture frames. And now if you have a new place or you have an old place and it still just doesn't feel like home, get yourself some picture frames and some pictures. Let me show you. This here is a picture of one of my besties. And I loved this picture and I wanted to put it up somewhere in my house. So I went over to Goodwill and I picked out some black picture frames. I also picked out some that weren't black. And I painted them black because I like black. And it just makes it feel like home because I'm almost literally surrounded by people I love. I got my grandma up there. I got one of my other besties. I got my mom up there. So that's great. And pictures, you can print them off of Walmart, super cheap. It's great. Another thing this is tip number 3. Along the lines of picture frames, make a lot of your decorations. That's what I did. Because you get to put yourself in it, just like the table. Now, the other night, we had a taco night at my place, and then we watched Hercules, and I got this feeling early on in the day, and I was like, I've just got to make something. It's one of that, the creative person, musician thing going on. You gotta make something. So I did. I made a wall hanging for my door because my door was really boring and bland. So, let me break this down for you cost-wise. I got the frame for like $2.50 at Goodwill. It was a good solid wood frame. It had a piece of glass in it. Took that out. I'll use that for something else. The F was $2 at Walmart, and the material was in the bargain bin at Walmart, so it was also about $2. Now, I already had the paint, so I didn't have to worry about that. I also bought these little thumbtack things. I think those were like $3 or $4, something like that. But there was a lot of them, so I can use them for other stuff too. So yeah, I just sat down and made this pretty little thing, and hung it on my door. So if you're looking for my place, look for the F for freaking fantastic bass player. That's what it stands for. And okay, tip number 4. This is the final tip. I also think it's one of the best tips, if you ask me. Decorate your house with plants. They're so good for you. They never go out of style unless they die. Then they're out of style. But they're good for air quality. They're good for raising kids. Don't let them eat them. But it's good to have plants around your kids so they get an appreciation for nature. It also cleans your air, which is super good. So let me introduce you to my ivy here. I've had this ivy for about 2 years. Now, I love plants. I just have a really hard time keeping them alive. So I have to look for plants and foliage that is hard to kill. So ivies like this, they're very hard to kill. They do not need direct sunlight, so you can slap this puppy in a corner and yeah, it might need a little bit of sunlight, so make it like a nice light corner. I have mine on a bookshelf, and you can forget to water them, and they'll start drooping, and they'll basically tell you, oh, I need water. So you just water it again. I water about once or twice a week, and it's just growing like a weed or like an ivy. And so I'm hoping this one's gonna like cascade down my bookshelf. It's gonna be real pretty eventually. So give it another around 2 years. So yes, that is my final tip. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. So keep dreaming, keep creating, and keep pinching those pennies. See you later.